Hey, welcome back to P1 Life. I'm your host, Sean. If you didn't catch it last week was Japan, and it was crazy. And yes, your boys' predictions didn't do too bad, did I? Yeah, let me know in the comment section below how you guys did on your predictions. What do you think about my predictions from last week? So let's go over it real quick. So we got Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton. Of course, Verstappen didn't really make it past the first lap. That was just crazy. That's the sort of thing you just really can't account for. Had that not happened, I really think this order would have been perfect. But Bottas took it, and nobody's ever taken first place from the second row. So how good is my prediction? Yeah, a little pat on the back for old SK here. It was just a really good race overall, and I know Mercedes is very happy right now. So on top of that, Albon, he did a really good race, and I called it. I'm pretty sure that Honda's not ecstatic, but I'm pretty sure they're happy with that result. He had a really good points finish, and the engines overall performed really well that weekend for qualifying and for the race as far as Albon's concerned. And shout out to Seitz. He had a really good race. He was pushing the whole time. As far as my last place, Magnussen, well, he was about third from last place. So I was close, but not quite there. Oh, and it's not up on there right now, but I guessed pole position, which was Vettel. So I guessed pole. He didn't win. It's just crazy how good that prediction was. So another pat on the back for old SK here. But with that said and predictions out of the way, what's up next? Well, of course, Mexico is this Sunday for the GP. And as well, Hamilton is the big talking point. So let's get into it. Yeah, Mr. Hammer Time himself there. You can see him celebrating last year. So this is a big deal. So basically, Hamilton can win this whole thing. If he gets first place this Sunday, and Bottas gets, I think I calculated, under anything outside of podium, so fourth place and past that, he's definitely going to win the Drivers' Championship. If Bottas hits the podium this weekend, then it's going to hold off for a little longer. No one else has a chance of winning this thing. So even if Hamilton didn't race anymore for the rest of the season and someone else other than Bottas won every race, they wouldn't get the Drivers' Championship. In case you weren't following close enough, that's really the deal. And yeah, talking about Mexico, that also brings us back to our way back moment. So really not too far back, right, SK? Yeah, I know. But I had to bring it up because he was in the same situation last year. Was he going to win it at Mexico? And the same situation again this year. And Mexico, to me, is just a really great place to have a race. It's a really good spot. So I wanted to bring it up. Last year, there was a lot of great racing going on, and some of the previous years as well. Definitely a lot of overtaking, I should say, and just really good aggressive driving. And you just don't know what's going to happen. So with that said, I wanted to bring it way back, maybe not so way back, but hey, shout out to this man. We'll see if he does it again. We'll see if he actually wins it by taking P1 as well. So with that said, let's get on to Mexico itself. So like I said, Mexico, really great track. Here's a picture of it right here. 2 DRS zones. Obviously very long straight. There's definitely some good speed going on here. One thing that I always pay attention to is I want to say it's right around here at corner 4. You'll see some very big lockups there. And I mean, that makes it interesting. If somebody get overtaken, and I think that's a lot due to the fact that there's a huge DRS zone here, then a quick little swerve, and then they're right back at it, and they're probably almost at full speed through 2 and 3, and then they're just flat out again all the way to this 90-degree turn. But I think what happens is, you know, people are already so used to going flat out for the past like 20-30 seconds, and on top of that, you're either trying to overtake or you're trying to defend. And so it just makes it really interesting. And then, you know, if you're part of the fans, well, I mean, you can see here, it just makes for a very interesting spectating, pretty much. I mean, I love the fact that the stadium's right there. It's probably not so fast once you're right inside of it to watch these cars go by, but it definitely makes for some interesting just spectating, you know what I mean? To see them all just come through like that. I don't know, maybe it's just me. Leave your comments down below. Do you like it? Do you find it interesting? What do you guys think? Now, one thing I do have to say is the past few years at Mexico not only has been great driving, all that kind of stuff, but the weather has been fantastic. But, well, Mr. SK will put on his little weatherman hat and show you guys. Yeah, Friday all the way through Saturday and qualifying and into Sunday, it's looking like rain. And you can see here, 60% humidity, 80% chance of precipitation. So it definitely looks like it's going to be a wet one, guys and girls. And I think that's going to play in the hands of some people and maybe not so much for others. So we'll definitely see about that. All right, so whose hands is it going to play into? Well, let's find out right now with the winners and losers. So I think for P3, I really think Vettel is going to take it. I almost wanted to say Leclerc, but I just feel like it's not going to all come together for him this race either. For P2, I'm definitely going to go, again, Max Verstappen. Now, excluding any unforeseen incidences, you know, the past few times he's been at Mexico, I think he pulled off like 4-1-1 for positions. So, you know, the last 2 times he was there, he won it. He's definitely great in the wet, so that definitely gives him an edge up. So I'm going to put him at P2, and maybe I'm a little biased because I want the situation to happen, and I also like Hamilton too. Again, like I said, I like all these guys, but I'm going to, again, say that Hamilton is going to be P1. He's just a mad genius in these situations. With the wet going on, with the chance of winning the Drivers' Championship, you know, he's got it all calculating in his head. He really does. And he's calm, cool, and collective about it. So I think in the first like 3 to 5 laps, we'll see. Maybe even in the first lap, we'll see how he takes off and what he really does. If he doesn't really capture P1 right between the first, 1 to 5 laps, I think wherever he's at, he's just going to kind of hang there in whatever position, P3 or whatever it ends up being. And he's definitely going to try to keep moving up. I don't think he's going to play it way too safe and just try to drag it out to get the Drivers' Championship. But he's methodical, so he's not going to just risk the car, especially in the wet, to get P1 to finish it all now if he can stay at P2 or P3 and for sure secure those points. But again, he's going to wait for that opportunity, and when he can, he will try to strike. And I bet you we're going to see that happen. Moving on from there, I'm going to say that P4 and P5, I'm going to say Bottas and Leclerc. I just think that's the way it's going to round out. We shall see. As well, who's going to be on pole? I'm going to give pole to Max. So do I, you know what I mean? Just by saying that, it's like, all right, well, Sean, you said he's going to get P2, but he's starting P1. Yeah, things happen. You know what I mean? Like, so that's what I think. I almost was going to say Vettel, but yeah, I'm going to settle on Max. And for last place, I'm going to go with Kubica. I tried to give him a break last week and say Magnussen, which I was close with, but I'm just going to have to go with him. Good guy, but I think it's going to happen. And hey, runner-up to last place, I'm going to say is Kvyat. So there we go. There are the predictions. It's in stone. We haven't even seen qualifying yet. By the time this airs, qualifying is just going to be starting probably. And so nobody can say anything. If I'm right again, man, I'm just on fire. Maybe I need to go run to Vegas and put a few bets down, right? And with that said, I definitely appreciate you guys joining me for P1 Life here, episode 2. It's definitely going to continue all the way through this season. I definitely plan to make 2020 very interesting. So again, if you guys have any suggestions or comments, leave those down below. SK Lifestyle will always get back to you. And thank you for watching. We'll see what happens on Sunday. See you guys next time. All 4 of the last races that are left. Other than Bottas, of course. Sorry about my phone. I should have probably turned it off. YouTube problems, right? So. Alright, final take. So. Maybe not. So really not too far back, right, SK? Yeah, I know. And with that said, I appreciate you guys watching P1 Life. This is definitely a great time here. And with that said, I appreciate you guys watching. Alright, final take. And with that said, thank you for joining me on P1 Life. This here is episode, maybe not. And with that said, thank you for joining me on P1 Life.